been kicked out of the apartment they were in. And
Right.
Bruce Willis has lived a life that reads like a screenplay, gritty, triumphant, and heartbreakingly human. From a small house in New Jersey where arguments echoed through thin walls to the bright lights of Hollywood, where his name would one day define an era, Willis built his empire not from privilege, but from persistence. He was the bartender who became a movie legend, the man who turned every setback into strength. What the world saw was the smirk, the swagger, the unshakable hero who could save a skyscraper full of hostages. What they didn't see was the boy who had to fight for every word, every step, and every ounce of confidence. The world called him unbreakable, but that title was not born from fantasy. It was forged in struggle. The boy who found his voice. Born on March 19, 1955, in West Germany to an American soldier and a German mother, Bruce Willis's early years were far from glamorous. When his family moved to New Jersey, they carried with them hope and hardship. Money was scarce, tempers were short, and the laughter in the house was often drowned out by the sound of trains rattling nearby. Bruce, the eldest of four, felt the pressure to hold everything together. Yet his biggest battle was internal. He stuttered so severely that speaking in class was torture. The ridicule he endured left deep scars, but it also lit a fire. One day, standing under the bright lights of his high school auditorium, he discovered something miraculous. On stage, his stutter disappeared. Acting didn't just give him a voice, it gave him freedom. "That stutter was my first enemy," he would say later. "Acting was how I beat it." That single discovery would change the course of his life forever. From bartender to breakthrough. After a brief stint at Montclair State University, Bruce left college early to chase his dream. He arrived in New York City with little more than courage and a duffel bag. The city was unforgiving. He worked odd jobs, security guard, truck driver, bartender, while chasing auditions that almost always ended in rejection. Nights behind the bar became his training ground. Every joke he cracked, every story he told to strangers became part of his craft. Every night was practice, he said. I just didn't know what for. That resilience paid off in 1985, when he walked into a casting room in Los Angeles and changed television forever. Over 3,000 actors had auditioned for Moonlighting, but none had Bruce's charm. He didn't just act, he electrified. As David Addison, he was fast-talking, unpredictable, and magnetic. Overnight, the bartender from New York became a household name, earning an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and a fan base that adored him. Die Hard, and the making of a legend. Then came 1988, a year that would define him. Hollywood handed him a script called Die Hard, a project most actors had turned down. Critics doubted him. Studios weren't sure a TV star could headline an action movie. But Bruce saw something in the everyman cop, John McClane, a flawed hero who fought not because he was invincible, but because he had no choice. He played him with grit, humor, and heart. The result? A new kind of action hero was born. Die Hard exploded into cinemas, earning over $140 million and redefining the genre. Bruce went from actor to icon, his $5 million paycheck setting new records. Suddenly, he wasn't just playing heroes, he was one. But the fame that followed came with its own price. The spotlight that crowned him also cast long shadows. Behind every explosion on screen were quiet moments of exhaustion off it. Fame, failure, and redemption. The 1990s tested his endurance as much as his talent. Hits like Look Who's Talking and Death Becomes Her showcased his range. But misfires like Hudson Hawk and Color of Night brought brutal headlines. Critics called him reckless. Studios questioned his choices. For the first time, the man who always got up was being told to stay down. But Bruce didn't crumble. Instead, he took a pay cut to appear in Pulp Fiction, a gamble that reignited his career. As Butch the Boxer, he brought humanity to a world of chaos. The film's success restored his reputation and reminded Hollywood of his depth. 5 years later, The Sixth Sense sealed his legacy. Playing a haunted psychologist, he delivered one of his most moving performances. Quiet, restrained, unforgettable. The film grossed over $670 million, and once again, Bruce Willis proved that resilience was his greatest weapon. Love, loss, and fatherhood. In 1987, Bruce married actress Demi Moore, and for a while they were Hollywood's golden couple. Together they raised 3 daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, building a family that seemed to defy the odds of fame. Bruce loved being a father. It grounded him. "That's when I'm really alive," he said. But as their careers soared, distance grew. In 2000, after 13 years of marriage, they quietly divorced. There were no bitter headlines, only mutual respect. "She's the mother of my children," Bruce said simply. "That doesn't end." Their ability to remain close became a rare example of grace in an industry that thrives on drama. Still, the loneliness weighed on him. He missed birthdays, bedtime stories, and the small miracles of everyday life. He once said, "I was rich, but what I wanted most, money couldn't fix." For Bruce, success had come at the cost of presence. But even in heartbreak, he refused bitterness. He turned pain into purpose, staying a constant in his daughters' lives and proving that love can evolve without fading. The long climb to peace. By the 2000s, Bruce had become one of Hollywood's highest-paid actors, with over 100 films to his name and a fortune surpassing $250 million. His roles ranged from soldiers and detectives to misfits and dreamers. Yet beneath the fame was a man searching for calm. In Idaho, he built a lakeside retreat, a sanctuary surrounded by snow-dusted pines and still waters. "It's the only place I can breathe," he said. He also owned homes in Beverly Hills, Montana, and even the Caribbean. But they weren't symbols of excess. They were escapes from noise. He never flaunted his wealth. He used it to build peace. Bruce also gave generously to charities supporting children, veterans, and first responders. He believed in quiet generosity, the kind that didn't need applause. "Courage," he once said, "isn't about shouting. It's about showing up the quiet battle." Then came the most human chapter of all, the one no script could prepare him for. Around 2020, Bruce began stepping back from major productions. He seemed quieter, more withdrawn. In 2022, his family revealed he had been diagnosed with aphasia, a condition that affects speech and comprehension. It was a revelation that stunned the world. The man whose voice had echoed through generations, the man who gave us yippee-ki-yay, was losing the words that built his empire. A year later, doctors confirmed a further diagnosis of frontotemporal dementia. It was a cruel twist for someone who had made a living through expression. But the story didn't end there. His family, his wife, Emma Hemming Willis, Demi Moore, and his 5 daughters, came together in extraordinary unity. They surrounded him with love, laughter, and patience, proving that even when words fade, connection endures. "He's still here," Emma said softly. "His mind may forget, but his heart remembers." A new kind of hero. Bruce's life today is quiet. He walks slowly through sunlit gardens, guided by his wife or daughters, pausing to listen to music or feel the breeze. Some days he hums old tunes from his Bruno days. Some days he smiles without saying a word. His daughters describe these moments as miracles, the seconds when his familiar grin reappears, and for an instant, it feels like time has turned back. They call it the new kind of together. It's no longer about red carpets or premieres, but about small sacred rituals, a hand squeeze, a shared laugh, the warmth of sunlight through a window. In their home, silence has become another way of saying, "I love you." Legacy beyond the screen. Bruce Willis's story isn't just about fame or fortune. It's about endurance. He began with nothing, fought every battle life threw at him, and built a legacy not just of films, but of fortitude. From Die Hard to The Sixth Sense, he taught us that heroes aren't born. They're forged through struggle. His wealth, now spread across homes and investments, represents decades of work. But his greatest treasure is the love that surrounds him. He once said, "Every applause fades. What stays is the work today." That work is not a film. It's a family standing by him with grace. The final frame. There's a video of Bruce sitting quietly in his garden, sunlight brushing across his face, his youngest daughter resting against him. He doesn't speak. He doesn't need to. His hand gently rises to her back, and in that simple gesture lies everything he's ever stood for: strength, love, and endurance. It's a reminder that even when the voice is gone, the message remains. Bruce Willis taught the world that being unbreakable isn't about never falling. It's about rising every time you do. His legacy lives not in box office numbers, but in the courage he showed on and off the screen. The lights of Hollywood may fade, but his spirit still burns, steady and unshaken. Because even in silence, Bruce Willis remains what he has always been, a hero. And heroes, no matter how quiet they become, are never forgotten.